Hello, welcome to Haunted Happenings with the Taunton Paranormal Group. I'm your host, Jake. With me, as always, is my co-host, Scotty. How you doing, Scotty?
Good, and you?
Very good. Tonight, we've got two guests with us. Both are part of a fellow paranormal group, Haunted Paranormal Research Society. We have Bud Prater and Rob Grillo. Welcome, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you
for having us.
Our pleasure. Thanks for being with us tonight. To start off, why don't we try and get a little bit of background so the viewers out there get a little bit, to know about you and your group. Bud, can you tell us a little bit, maybe about your first paranormal experience?
First paranormal experience was probably around the 1980s. This house that I grew up in, it was really bad. It actually mentally scarred me to this day. It was basically a shadow person. I called him the man with the tall black hat.
Yeah.
And he would come to my room every night torment me. I wasn't the only one to see this apparition. It was me, my mother, other tenants in the house. My mom basically managed an apartment building, and it would torment other tenants in the house and actually would make them move out. That's how bad it was.
A lot of people saw this thing.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep. So, needless to say, that was probably my first and worst paranormal experience.
Mm-hmm. And how old were you?
At that time, I had to be about 8 years old.
Oh, yeah, it seems about the time.
That's about
For a lot of us.
That's
yeah.
about usual, yeah. Rob, could you tell us about your first paranormal experience?
It's kind of odd because mine happened exactly the same year.
Oh, really?
I was 8. A little quick backstory on that. When I was 6, my dad thought it was pretty funny to get me to watch The Exorcist.
Oh.
And I remember the scene on the bed, and she was going up and down, and I kind of freaked. I was 6 years old, and from that point on, I thought I was possessed. But no, when I was 8, I remember I was laying in my bed, and I woke up, and it had to have been 1, 2 o'clock in the morning, easily. And I remember seeing 2 orbs on the ceiling, and I felt completely paralyzed. And one orb was, like, as it spoke, it was glowing.
Yeah.
And it said, "Shut the door," like my bedroom door. And then the other one said, "Don't shut the bedroom door." And I remember trying to get up, and then the other one said, "Shut the bedroom door." And I saw a tall, dark figure in the door, and the 2 orbs, lights. I call them orbs now because I know what they are. When I was a kid, they were lights. And the lights were just going back and forth until I finally closed my eyes. And I kept my eyes closed. I don't know how long it was that I kept my eyes closed. And then I woke up and I had to go to the bathroom really bad, and that overrode my fear of whatever the lights were telling me. But that was my first paranormal experience.
Wow. Yeah, it's interesting that at the age of 8, it seems like, I know it was for me, that a lot of stuff started sparking. A lot of similarities. I think a lot of people have very similar things happen, and it seems like close to around the same age.
Can I add something to that?
Sure.
Where I lived in New York, I was born and raised in New York. Half of my life was in the Bronx. The other half was in a town called Yonkers. And where my house was here. There was a street, and then there was one of the biggest cemeteries in all of Yonkers. It's called St. Mary's Cemetery, which was really, I could lean out my window and throw a stone and hit a grave.
Wow. Oh.
And I used to hang out there a lot when I was a kid.
Oh. Now, before this group, have you worked with any other groups or?
Yes, I have. Back in 2006, I believe it or not, I started Haunted Paranormal Research Society with another member. We ended up splitting. I kind of went docile for like a little bit, and I ended up joining a group, RIPS. Then I went from RIPS. I went to Spirit Finders, and then we all got together and we said, why don't we start from scratch and start Haunted Paranormal again.
There you go.
And that's where we're at now.
So are you the founder of
I
the
am
group?
not the founder. Nope.
Okay, so
Nope.
like a kind of a
Basically, it's a structure. I'm actually the public relations officer.
I see. And how long have you been doing haunted paranormal research?
Well, if you take it from 2006, I've been doing it since 2006.
Nice. So you've got a lot of experience.
Yes.
Okay. And Rob, same
Mine
thing.
mine was pretty much almost the same. I had friends that were part of Spirit Finders, and I had joined the group, and I did almost 5 years, I think. Maybe September will be 5 years. And then Spirit Finders kind of there was a lull, and Bobby Fisher, he went and joined another group, and we were dormant for a while. And then Bobby called me up and said, "Listen, we're getting Spirit Finders back together again, and I really want you to be my right hand. Do you want to join again?" And I said, "Yeah, sure." And I haven't been doing it, and I really wanted to get back out there and doing it because the investigations that we had been on were some of the most amazing investigations, and hopefully we'll get to that.
Right.
And then we decided that we wanted to, on the strength of the 5 people who were in the group, we wanted to do our own thing. We didn't want to be under the veil of anybody else's. We were confident in our abilities, so we said, you know what, let's just do this thing from the ground up. Let's do it our way, and let's make a go at it.
Sometimes you're better off, especially if you've got a goal or a mission or an idea that you want to see happen. Which brings me to my next question. If you can tell us a little bit about Haunted Paranormal Research Society, what you do, what types of hauntings you deal with, what your goal is, as far as...
Sure. I wouldn't necessarily say we deal with hauntings.
Okay.
Because we have a diverse group with diverse beliefs. Mm-hmm. We deal with the paranormal. We deal with spirits. We also what's going to differentiate us from Spirit Finders is we're also going to look into alien research.
Oh, okay.
We're going to do a lot more than just the standard, going to a house and dealing with somebody who's being haunted.
Right.
We try and look at everything from a scientific point of view. That's our main goals. We want to look at research, investigate, prove, and truth.
Right. That's good. Scotty.
How long have you guys both been working in this field?
Yeah.
I mean, I know you said 2006.
2000, I would have to say 2006. That's when I actually started. I mean, it all started because I've always had a passion for it. My childhood haunt, and that's what sparked it. And I got together with, my ex-partner from Haunted, and I just says, "Hey, why don't we start something?" And he was like, "Yeah, I'm all for it." And that's when we started up Haunted Paranormal back in 2006, but.
Yeah, up until I actually joined the group, I mean, I guess you could say I had done it on my own. Like I was always researching everything online, reading books. And then, I saw a couple of Discovery shows, and, and I found out that there were actual groups that do this.
Yeah. Right.
And then because I worked somewhere that there were a couple of, paranormal investigators, and I ended up talking to them, and they were the ones that had started Spirit Finders. Oh. So I said, you know what, I'm up for joining the group, and my specialty is I'm the audio tech guy. I have a massive setup, so they didn't have anything like that at the time. And when we go out to investigations, I'm the one with 30 microphones, my complete recording studio set up, and so I brought